Assistant Minister, Permanent Secretary, CEOs and SAs of respective towns and cities, representatives of regional organizations, our partners in land development from the private sector, senior government officials, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Bulavinaka, and a very good afternoon to you all. Most of you were sitting here this afternoon. All these years, you have been dictating how towns and cities should take its shape. With that outdated legislation that you had, and I'm one of them who have been calling for changes all these years. Unfortunately, it was going on the deaf ears, and now that I'm holding this position, it makes me things more easier to do things. And as you will recall, that early in the year in the Parliament, I made a call that we will review all necessary legislation, and this is one of them. Just day before yesterday, I was reading Fiji Times, letters to editor in the column, one of the citizens in Lamy calling for council elections. I need to tell you that we need to fix all these things before we can have elections. So I hope it gets the message clear. Close to more than a year in Parliament, I stood up to announce the inevitable changes that my ministry will make come 1st January 2015 to ease and reduce the cost of doing business so as to enhance the investment environment in our country, be it for those from abroad or our local investors. We began this year with a reduction in the number of days to process land and building town planning development applications in Fiji, whether it is building, subdivision of land or rezoning. We are here this afternoon on changes in planning legislation. Statements have been made in the past on how the town planning laws play a critical role to the growth of our economy. The current operation and procedures of the Department of Town and Country Planning needs structural reforms as it is critical to growth. My ministry has embarked on reviewing its laws, and in doing so, had the opportunity to self-evaluate its performance and identify gaps in terms of what was lacking and also components of the laws that are either irrelevant today or will only prolong the so-called red tape. The proposed changes has come at a right time, considering the civil service reforms which aims to strengthen performance and working smarter as we serve our people. My ministry is proposing changes to the current town planning laws that so often is tagged as outdated, affecting expected turnaround times on town planning applications or development permits and creating frustration. They have been forced to say that it is a contributor to Fiji's poor ranking in doing business, which is the finding of an annual survey of the World Bank. In truth, rankings associated with town planning relates only to construction permits, whether at the forefront is Singapore, number 1, with 14 days processing by its urban planning authorities, and Fiji at 20 working days, which is not much behind. As you all are aware, that this timeline came early this year. I know in some towns and cities we still have issues. I mean, it's very easy for me to stand here and say 20 working days, but I know in some towns and cities it's not happening. But let me assure you, give us some time. We are working towards that. And here I would like to urge the consultants in particular that we have got this timeline, provided when you load any applications, all boxes are ticked as well. It's no point to submit 15 out of 20. No point. So I would like to urge you, the players, to play the game right as well, so that we can take this country forward. Each one of us who is here tonight has some understanding of the town planning laws, two critical laws that determine land and building development in Fiji, and importantly, contributor to the investment levels. Having said this, it is important to get everyone, including communities and any member of the general public who needs to develop the land, to invest or simply to improve their living environment through building or an activity, to first understand what regulates development identity, what is lacking, and propose changes to facilitate development while ensuring a quality urban and built environment. At this juncture, I wish to extend my gratitude and appreciation to you all who are here as you have been part of this exercise. The proposed changes to the laws had been said by my ministry, but an inclusive one through your contribution and advice. It is encouraging because it reflects the commitment that you have made and will make, whether directly or indirectly, towards these changes. In a sense, it has been a collective way forward to improve and streamline processes. Yesterday, the 8th of November, was World Town Planning Day, a day that is celebrated globally for the contribution by town planners. Its role in shaping the urban helping to tackle key challenges faced globally, including rapid urbanization, adequate supply of good housing, traffic congestion, pressure on existing infrastructure, climate changes, and demographic changes. Town planning laws empowers these efforts by town planners. We will have to accept, and I want to be honest, that we also have issues. We have lack of town planners in the country. And I'm told by my director that they are working with the counterparts in Indonesia, getting some town planners. We have already talked with the government of New Zealand. We need some more town planners so that we can have them in all the towns and cities. If not in all towns and cities, at least at the divisional, so that they can assist the smaller councils as well. You may have heard all the towns are now coming up with the suggestions for them to be declared as city. It's not that simple. So I would like to urge here the private partners, as I've said earlier on, we will require expertise, and we look forward to working together to see how we can take this country forward in terms of shaping. However, it is understanding should not only be confined by the Town Planning Office, Municipal Council and its partners, but all of us, as we all contribute to tackling these challenges together. As we progress, we have also witnessed setbacks, disharmony, and non-compliance which has directly and indirectly affected the quality of our environment. It has become clear that a great percentage of our people in Fiji lack understanding and appreciation of the laws that regulates land and building development. There are also others that know fully well but disregard these laws. This is where I am coming. That some of our people, they do know the laws in place, but at times shortcut. No more shortcuts now, eh? Yeah, we have to comply if we really want to take this country to another level. If we really want to see our towns and cities to grow and come up with nice design, shapes, right planning, right environment, please follow the books. It has become clear that great percentage of our people in Fiji lack understanding and appreciation of the laws that regulate land and building development. There are also others that know fully well but disregard these laws. As a result, illegal developments continue along with cost and headaches to the authorities, the developer, and the courts. Our economy continues to grow along with construction levels. Someone will be erecting a building somewhere, making roads, clearing the lands, installing infrastructure lines, setting up some business, extending his or her home, creating livable space, etc. And here I want to say that other stakeholders such as FEA, FRA, water insurers, they also play a major role. It's not only you who designs or plan. So in near future, you all can be rest assured that we will be doing an MOU with all these stakeholders. And we'll be working very closely with them along with the town and country planning. Because now we would like to see that it's everybody's business. Gone are the days when it's your business or my business. Now it's everybody's business. One way or the other, there is bound to become some engaging in land and building development and subjected to town planning laws. It is for this reason that our people need to be aware and understand our town planning laws as well as embrace imminent changes that have been proposed. My ministry embarks in the next 3 to 4 months on a journey around the country to enlighten the public on the proposed amendments or changes to our town planning laws. I would like to urge all of you who are present here to relay this message to your friends, to your partners in other towns and cities, that town and country planning is coming. The team is coming, and please participate. This is the right time. There has been a lot of calls, there has been a lot of letter writing to my office in regards to these changes, and now the team is ready to move, and I expect the same commitment from our people around the country, not only those who are sitting here, but around the country. The proposed changes are to bring about a reduction in timelines, in process, strengthening coordination and enforcement mechanism. In this journey, it is hoped that the public, through this awareness and consultation, will take advantage of the opportunity to not only listen but give their views and thoughts, their opinions and observations on the proposed changes. It is indeed a great pleasure to be with you all this afternoon, and now I officially launch the public awareness and consultation of the proposed changes in planning laws. Vinaka, and thank you.